Hey everybody, welcome back to Prince's Friend, exploring music through Prince. We are having our May 2019 live stream tonight, and I am I am exhausted. I will just say that right up front. In the best of ways, I've had an amazing time this month doing videos and having so much fun, putting out as much content as I could, a video a day. Like that is not a small thing. but um but yeah, so we are here with the May live stream, and I've been having an amazing time. And thank you to everybody who's showing up and wants to come and hang out with us. Of course, my son is being super loud in the back, and that is how that works. So, yeah, I see somebody mentioned. Yeah, I did get my hair cut just recently. I was trying to go for something different. I think I dig it actually. I think I might have gone a little bit closer on the sides, but you know, what are you gonna do? But today is actually going to be just us kind of having a little bit of fun. I thought I'd do a live stream because that's the easiest way to engage directly with you guys, which I always love doing. I also have some cool things like news and articles and stuff that I want to talk about right up front. So the very first thing actually that I want to talk about is some of the milestones that we hit this month in May, because I mean, there was a lot of them. Um, so first off, we hit 1,000 Twitter followers. We also hit 1,000 Facebook likes. I guess I don't know if those are equivalent, but we we hit 1,000 Facebook likes. We hit 1,000 Twitter followers. You know, we're getting some Instagram ones, but it's not too big. But you know, just the fact that we're getting bigger on those two platforms is pretty awesome. We also hit 18,000 subscribers, and I think we hit 17,000 subscribers right at the beginning of the month. So it took us about a month to get another 1,000 subscribers. I don't anticipate that it will be that fast too much more going forward. I think we got a big bump after Celebration. And I think that's where a lot of those new subscribers and everything came from. So obviously, all of you who are new, if you've never been here at a live stream, welcome. And this is just, you know, where I ramble for about an hour. But I am going to talk about some stuff, and, you know, we do that too. But we did hit those milestones, which were really big milestones. I'm happy, and again, the biggest milestone, in my opinion, because I put the most work into it, was that we put up one video a day for the month of May. Obviously, today counts as today's video, and I have one more video to finish off the month for tomorrow. But we did a lot of a lot of stuff this month. Not only did we let me bring up my list here. Where was my list? Not only did I kind of give you guys a little bit more of a rundown of me, I shared some of my Celebration interviews. I shared some videos just from Celebration that I did, as well as the reviews of Celebration and the live on the big screen and things like that. Um, we did some news articles, which was fun. Those kind of popped up without me knowing that those were coming. But what else did we do? I even forget what we've done. But no, but we also did the 1-star reviews. We did a bunch of discussion pieces. I did the dance versus the dance. We did the If I Was Your Girlfriend Is Not a Love Song. So pretty much, you know, anything that I could put out, I guess, to make people mad was what we ended up doing. So, oh, that's right, because of course there was Prince and the Black Experience needed to be part of that as well. This was a big month. It was a lot. So yeah, so we did a lot of stuff, and I have actually the last video of the month is going to be an interview. So we have one last interview coming tomorrow, and then just so everybody knows, so nobody is startled or anything like that, I am taking next week off. I might have a video up next week, but I am taking the majority of it off. And the audio did cut out for a second because that was me yelling at my daughter. So, because I see Henry asked about it. So that's some good stuff that's going on. Here's where we're at in terms of the stuff. So first off, I want you all to go to princessfriend.com. It's the website that we have going now for Princess Friend. It's actually put up by Kari, a friend who has been helping out the channel and really helping us kind of reach out and just get a little bit bigger, which is nice always to have that additional help. I did put a link in the chat to go to princessfriend.com. Now on princessfriend.com, there's three things actually specifically that I want you guys to check out there. We did do the Prince March Madness, so obviously the first thing would be if you saw my Prince Music Madness videos and you wanted to participate, you go to the website and I put the bracket up there for you to download and you can play along as well. I did not make that, and I actually got I just found it online and I was like, hey, this could be fun. And then actually the person who made the brackets contacted me and said, oh man, it was so cool to see my brackets on there. So really, really cool. I was very happy that that I was able to use that, and then I was able to actually get in contact with the person who actually made it. So that was actually pretty cool. So if you are wanting to participate in those brackets, bam, I put the link in the chat for you to go and grab that. The next thing is next week is where we're doing, obviously it's Prince's born day, and there's a lot of different celebration stuff going on next week. I just put a link in the chat, and you can go to princessfriend.com to the event calendar, and we have a ton of different events listed on there. So if you are going to be in Minneapolis or anywhere, because we have a bunch of listings pretty much worldwide, we have a bunch of them. You definitely want to go to the site, and hopefully you'll be able to find something near you. If you know of something that should be on there, there's a button there that you can say submit an event, and you can add it so that other people can see it. So definitely let us know if you know of other events, because those we really want to try and get that event calendar filled, especially when we're around, Prince's born day, where there's lots of different things. But if ever you hear of an event that's being, thrown or whatever, go to the website and add it, because we have people going there and checking to see, what's going on. So definitely do that. The last thing is apparently June 1st, which is was that Saturday? PBS, I believe, is going to be showing Rave Unto the Year 2000. So watch that. It's actually pretty big that they got the rights to show that and everything. So if you're going to be home on the 1st and you want to watch Rave Unto the Joy, I say that wrong way. I just want to go straight to the album, Rave Unto the Year 2000. Definitely do that. So I put a link there too, where you can get all the information, and hopefully you'll be able to find a way to watch it wherever you are. So there you go. Another big piece of news that actually just popped up as of yesterday, and I just put a link in the chat as well. And this one's obviously not as happy, but there is that the Prince's lawyers are starting to, or I guess the Prince's state lawyers are starting to proceed with wrongful death charges. And I believe it was yesterday was when they went ahead and they deposed Kirk Johnson. Now, deposing doesn't mean anything. There are no charges done or anything like that. So I know that a whole lot of people are like, oh my God, good, Kirk Johnson, blah, blah, blah. I don't know. Nobody knows. He didn't leave there in cuffs, which means obviously, he obviously didn't give any huge answers. But what I will say is I like to see movement on this sort of thing. So I'm definitely hoping that means that there is movement in that direction. And even if you know, Kirk wasn't the one who did anything, maybe he can give information about it and stuff like that. So let's all hope that it's moving in a better direction. That would be really cool. I'm excited for the movement, not necessarily like piling on and everybody's like, oh my God, you know, good, we're gonna arrest Kirk. Like, and you know, innocent until proven guilty, you know. So yeah. What, man? What's up? Yeah, okay. You, what? Mama will help it when she'll help you when she gets home. Okay. Go watch Paw Patrol. That's why I put it on for you. Telling you. So anyway, that's how this happens. And yeah, I know he's being loud in the background, but hopefully it's not too loud for you guys. He apparently broke one of his toys. Hey man, what's up? Do you want to come sit with me? Yes. Okay. Come on. Whoa. Oh. Okay. Hey everybody, Evan's here now. So what? What's so funny? See, if you look up here, you're going to be looking at the see, now you're looking at him. See, see, he's got a dirty face and everything. So yeah, so anyway, there's movement there, which is good. And you know, I'm excited to see that movement. So I'll stop talking about that stuff. You know, otherwise, you know, the fact that we did hit 1,000 on Twitter, 1,000 on Facebook, we've gained a lot of new patrons on the Patreon as well. So patreon.com/princessfriend. I went ahead and added a link to that in the chat as well. But yeah, there's been a ton of new patrons, which of course I'm always happy to see. It means, you know, we're getting more and more support for the channel, and I dig that a lot. But just the fact that we hit 18,000 subscribers and it's still growing, like we're still getting, you know, between 30 and 50, I think, subs a day. I think between 30 and 50 subs a day is what we're getting, which is pretty cool. Hey dude, are you ready to go? Okay, you can go. Ugh. Go ahead, man. Have fun. Ugh. Yeah, see, it's boring over here. That's the thing. So yeah, so a lot of people are saying, you know, that we need to do more of the Prince Madness videos. I could probably do that. That's pretty easy to do. You know, he has so many songs. It would be super easy to make new brackets. I just haven't done it. I don't know how to. I'm sure there's a way to actually do it and randomize it and stuff. I just haven't taken it that step. But yes, but good stuff. Good stuff all around. I'm gonna see if I can hit up some questions. If you guys have some questions here, let's see. You used to have an account called Soul Free. Yeah, Soul Free. Yeah. I did get your email. I'll be sending something out soon for you, so don't you worry about that. How many Prince vinyls do I have? Oh no, that not question for me, I guess. Oh no, see, I don't have any. I don't collect vinyl, so there you go. You should do another Prince Madness video. Okay. Let's see. What's up, man? What's up, man? What? Okay, you can come back. So let's see. I know that you said Artificial Age is your favorite album, but what do you think was his what do you think was his best one? Well, I don't know. It's because best is very subjective, which is why I like to go more with favorite, because if you're going to take best, like, how do you measure best? Is it number of songs? Is it how he uses the instruments? Is it his screams? Like, you know, how do you measure what? Dude, Dude, do you want to go now?
No.
Okay, then you need to be quiet. Thank you. So yeah, best is really, really hard. There's not really a way for me to measure best. So I just measure what I like. And Artificial Age is probably still my favorite right now. All right, dude, you're going to have to go if you keep making noise. Are you going to keep making noise?
No.
Okay. I love you, but I need you to be quiet because I'm trying to do something. I'm talking to all these people. See all these wonderful people here in the chat?
Yeah.
Those are all people who are here to listen to Daddy talk. So we need to be quiet, okay? I love you, but I need you to be quiet because I'm trying to do something. I'm talking to all you. So yeah, so there you go. Let's see. You guys have so many questions. You deserve a break. Thank you for May. Well, thank you guys. Honestly, like May wouldn't have been as good if you guys weren't here enjoying it. So, I mean, I appreciate you guys for coming and hanging out with me and watching the videos and, you know, participating, because that's one of the coolest things about Princess Friend is that we have actually built a community of friends here. Like, it's not just me. I'm not just a talking head here, just like, Prince. It's like, no, like I put out a thing about something and you guys talk back at me, and that's just how that is. And that's how I like it. I dig that a lot. Dude, you need to stop touching my face. Get your hand off my face. Thank you. Dude. Okay, I'll hold your hand over here.
No, my hand.
Okay, well then stop touching my face. Do you need to go?
No.
Okay. Let's see. Sherry, you're asking if there's anything in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. I don't know. I haven't actually checked every one of the things in the event calendar, so go check it. And if there's not, and you know of some, add them to the event calendar. That's exactly what we need. So, so let's see. Spike Lee is not doing a Prince block party this year in Brooklyn. Well, that's okay. Yeah, because I had heard that he's done one pretty much every year since. I wonder if he's doing something else. That would be the question. So, if he's doing something in its stead, then that's cool. If he's not doing anything, then oh man, you know, Spike Lee was one of the big supporters here of making sure that we do stuff. Hey, dude. Hey, ASDF. Yeah. Hey. Shh, you need to be quiet over here. Yeah, kids are great. Thanks. Let's see. Yeah. Oh, it jumped. Yeah. See, that's what happened. I hate it when it does this stuff. So, does my son like Prince? Yes, he does. Hey, Bubby. What's your favorite Prince song?
I don't know.
You don't know? Would you say it's Party Man, or would you say that it's Bat Dance?
Bat Dance.
You like Bat Dance the best?
Yeah.
Yeah, he does. He likes Bat Dance the best. Evan is 3. I see that question here, Connie. Evan is 3. Has my opinion changed on Prince the Original's release? Because I was lukewarm in my video. I don't think that my opinion has changed really. I think that the initial sticker shock of, oh, really? That's what we're getting has faded at this point. But because that was mostly my issue. My issue was not that it's not going to be a good CD. I think it's going to be great. There's some of those demos I have not heard. So I think it's going to be pretty cool when we get the CD. However, it's I don't know. It's like I get why this is the next release, but it doesn't necessarily mean that I'm that excited about it. I'm really looking for new music, not Prince's version of music we've heard already. New music is really what I'm looking for, and there's lots of it. That's the thing. But you know, with contracts and whatnot, how it's all working, obviously we're not going to get that. I think it's 2021 is when we're going to end up getting those. The real new music is 2021, which is sad that we have to wait that long. But again, contracts. So let's see. Yeah, cuteness overload. Yeah, of course. Um, what do I think of Third Eye Girl's album, which includes Donna's new album? I've listened. I think Hannah's the only one that hasn't released another album. But I listen to Ida all the time. I listen to Donna's occasionally. It just came out, so I don't have it in my rotation as much. But I do like those albums. I did like Prince and Third Eye Girl, Plectrum Electrum. I dug that album a lot. So I like that. I mean, but I'm into rock. I'm into like rock funk, which is why I like Prince. You know, even just straight funk music is not always necessarily my favorite. And even straight rock isn't necessarily my favorite, but I really like funky rock. So there you go. Yeah, this is all jumping around. But really what I had decided in my brain, and I said it in a comment somewhere, because somebody said, like, do you think that the Prince Originals is going to be better than the Piano and a Mic? And I'm like, you know what? I think that a really amazing first album from the estate would have been the Originals with the Piano and a Microphone 1983 as an extra disc. And it would have been a 2-disc thing. And I think that really could have rocked our socks. And I think that those two things really fit together well, because it would be an album of demos and stuff that he made, along with an extra disc of him working out songs. So like that would actually make a lot of sense to be packaged together. But instead, you know, obviously they're trying to milk it for as much as they can get it. So, you know, they're releasing them individually, which is a lot less awesome. So, so that's just me, in my opinion. What about doing Prince video reviews? The problem with doing Prince video reviews is that I would not be able to play the videos in my video, because then it would just get copyright claimed and probably blocked, because they'd be like, why are you showing our video in your video? So I didn't really want to go in that route. Maybe I will in the future. I think at this point too, I'm not ready to start a new... Dude, I'm trying to talk. Also, at this point, I'm not ready to start a new type of series. So I definitely am not thinking that I want to start something brand new. I probably want to finish off some things. I just started the top 5 songs from each album series, which was suggested to me from other people in the comments and whatnot. So starting new things, probably shouldn't do that, since there's so many other things that I'm working on at the moment. So there you go. This is my life, by the way, everybody. This is why I don't get stuff done a lot of the time. I'm gonna squish you. All right, shh. All right, calm down. I know I squished you, but calm down. All right, so be careful. Be careful. Which album have I yet to review that I'm most looking forward to doing? You know what? Actually, probably some of the later ones, like Hit and Run. You know, when I decided to start the Prince reviews and do them in order, do not mess with my hair. When I decided to do them in order, that actually has been working, because it allows us to kind of go through the journey of all of the different albums and really kind of show, like, this is what came before and then this is what came after, and there's an explanation for why the progression of the albums was the way that it was. So I think that that's super important to the interview process, or not the review process that we're doing. So going in order is definitely the way that I want to continue, but I would love to like just skip ahead and do hit and runs. But no, sadly. There you go. Stop pulling on my shirt. You know that that's not a thing you're supposed to do. You always be doing that. What happened to Tamar? She is still performing. She still does music. She went on The Voice, I believe, or was it American? No, I think it was The Voice. She went on The Voice, so she's doing stuff. She's out there. She's got it rocking. She actually did end up cutting an album with Prince, and then it was never released. Are you going now? Yeah. All right, love you. There you go. All right, awesome. So, oh my gosh. All right, let me decompress from all of that real quick. My wife ended up having to stay late at work, which is why she wasn't home for us to do this. Normally, she would have been home by the time I needed to start the live stream. So, yeah, that didn't help. So, what do I think is next move for the music? I think right now, I think Warner Brothers is going to continue releasing stuff that they have access to, which would be like the piano and a mic and the originals and all that stuff. And then when 2021 hits, which is when the Sony contract kicks in, then I think that's when we're going to start getting the real vault music. So it sucks that we have to wait so long. At least they're giving us some stuff to like tide us over in the meantime. But you know, I can't fault them. That's how it is. That's what's happening. Like that's the way the contracts are. So let's see. JayZ is having a record release party. That's pretty cool. Okay, I caught up with myself here. Okay. All of Prince's albums are amazing, but maybe we didn't appreciate them at the time of the release. I did, and I know a lot of others did. Otherwise he wouldn't have sold albums. But every time an album came out, I always bought it. I always digested it, and then I was like, all right, I'm done with that one. Let's get to the next one. So that was always me. But at the same time, I agree. There were a lot of people who didn't appreciate Prince when he was here. And there were a lot of barriers. Like, that's actually kind of the thing with Prince, is that there were actually a lot of barriers for entry. It wasn't easy to just jump in and be a Prince friend. It just wasn't that easy. You couldn't just be like, oh, I'm just going to buy an album, done, unless it was one of the Warner Brothers albums, which was a good way to get into the flavor and the energy that he had back in the day, but not what he currently was. If you were in 2009 and you didn't know that he had released a triple album, that year, you're going to be like, oh, well, I guess I'll buy Purple Rain, or I'll buy this next one, I'll buy Dirty Mind, or I'll buy Sign of the Times. I've heard everybody say that these are really good, so, the barrier of entry was always a lot, harder. So I'm okay with that. It works out. So there we are. Okay. Let's see. Thank you. Oh, yeah, thank you, everybody. You guys are answering the question. Did I ever see Prince in concert? You all know the answer, so that's awesome. It allows me to not have to answer it. Thank you for all the May videos. I almost couldn't keep up. You were totally awesome. Yeah, I almost couldn't keep up. There were a couple of days where I pulled something right out of my booty. So there you go. Do you ever think that we'll get a double or triple album of unreleased songs from the vault? I think we will. I think that Purple Rain Deluxe, I think, was a good example of that. They didn't just release the album again, they released it with the singles cuts and unreleased stuff and the DVD. And I think that's the way that Prince would have wanted it released. Like, hopefully we don't just get a single album of songs, unless they were like really, really like well suited for everything. Hold on just a sec. So yeah, so okay, so I love my family. I love my kids. Yeah, how about a review of Hit and Run Phase 2? Yeah, I think I just answered that. I just answered that, so I'm not going to answer it again. I liked Rick James' music, but didn't like that he talked badly about Prince. Not everybody's going to like each other. Lots of people say bad stuff about Prince. That doesn't make them bad people. It means they didn't like Prince. Whatever. It's cool. It's fine. That's honestly, it was weird when we did the hold on. I'm back. Oh my lord. Okay, so wait soon he'll be a teen and have his own friends. I can't wait. I can't wait. So, what do I think will be the next Legacy reissue? The next Legacy reissue. That's an interesting one. I don't know. Legacy reissues have been bouncing around a bunch because they did Planet Earth and Musicology and 3121, and then they did Rave. So if they were to do maybe one in between there, I don't know. That's a hard one. Because I don't actually know. Also, it can't be any MPG stuff because they don't have the rights to the MPG stuff. They only have rights to the Prince stuff. That's why when they did the whole re-release of the streaming and all that stuff, we don't have New Power Soul, we don't have Gold Nigga, we don't have Exodus, we don't have that stuff. So like that would have been a cool one to get, but yeah, it doesn't really seem like that's what we're getting. All right, so let's see. What do I think of the Prince self-titled album? I like it. I did a review of it already. You can totally go check that out. It's kind of the bridge. It's a bridge album between For You and Dirty Mind. That's basically what it is. It's a bridge album. Just like how Controversy is a bridge album between Dirty Mind and 1999. So, and Prince did that a lot. Like there were, honestly, I feel like there was Purple Rain, and then Around the World in a Day was almost a bridge album between that one and Parade, but almost not. Maybe Parade and Around the World in a Day were both kind of bridge albums, or maybe Parade was the bridge album between. Yeah. Anyway, there's evolutionary albums that Prince puts out that you're like, I get what he's doing here, and I can see the growth and his experimentation, and then it comes to real fruition in the next album. That's what I always noticed, at least. Have I caught up on Jesse Johnson yet? No, I haven't. However, I did go download his first couple albums, and a friend of the channel actually had access to some of his rarer stuff and sent that to me. So thank you, JD. You are awesome for sending me that. I have not listened to it yet, but going into June, I have some stuff planned that we're going to be doing after I take my week off. But I think it's going to be good. Like there's a few reviews that I've been wanting to get to that I'm going to release in June, and then July is likely going to be Crystal Ball. And if it's not July, then it'll be August. Sometime in the next few months. I'm like, Crystal Ball is the next big one, and I definitely want to hit it soon. So, there you go. So let's see. Even though this is for Mr. Super Jam, even though they can't release unreleased stuff yet, I like what Sony Legacy is doing so far with the reissues. I hope they do the Truth next. Now, see, that would be cool if they released the Truth like as its own separate thing, because as it is, it was always a part of Crystal Ball. It was part of that package, but I think the Truth is good enough to deserve its own actual release. I'd be down for that at least. I don't know if everybody else would be. That's just me. I like it. Let's see. I feel like the music releases should be more thoughtful. It seems like now they got access to the vault and are just dumping stuff. Well, they don't have access to the vault. They have access to the Warner Brothers collection of Prince stuff that they have through them. They're not actually, because that's the thing about the releases so far. These have all been in conjunction with Warner Brothers, because Prince signed. I believe that this is why, because Prince signed a contract with Warner Brothers right before he passed. So I think there were a certain number of albums that they were supposed to release with Warner Brothers, which is why 2021 is when Sony kicks in, and then we actually start getting the actual vault stuff. I believe that that's it. I am no legal scholar here, so that's just me. Anyway, hey, Zeeth Minecraft, the single letter posts, like, we don't need that. Like, go ahead and compose some thoughts. That'd be much better if you did that. So let's see. All right, see, it jumped around again. Prince is the one that got me into funk and roll. Funk and roll is the best. I love that song, and every time I listen to that song, I always have to listen to the other version of the song as well. You're a good dad. Patience is a virtue. Yes, I have lots of patience. Patience is probably one of the few things I do have a lot of. I heard McKinsey is doing The Voice. True? No, I don't think he's doing The Voice. He's doing America's Got Talent. So it's not The Voice. But he is doing singing on America's Got Talent. And I haven't actually been following that. Thank you for reminding me. Now I need to go back and I need to see, because I've heard he's doing it, but I don't know if he went through the next round or whatever. So hopefully he did. He's a really good singer. Like a really, really good singer. Your interview with Eric Leeds was great viewing. Well, thank you, Richard Prince. It was a 3-parter because, last month we put out the 2-part Eric Leeds right before Celebration. And then the one that I released, I think it was 2 weeks ago, that was the why he left Prince's band. And that was like the 3rd part that I recorded separately because I wanted to do the 2-part and then give a little bit of breathing space in between, and then like bam, there you go, you get the 3rd part, which kind of answered some additional questions. And honestly, if you were a patron, you got even more. There was actually a 4th part that only patrons got. So like Eric's pretty cool. Like I really dug Eric, and he talked a lot. So, and that was the thing, is I wanted to, I chopped it up because I really wanted to make it into digestible pieces. But yeah, so if you were a patron, you got even more stuff. So it was pretty cool. So let's see. Digestible pieces. Who do I look forward to at the next celebration? That's a good question. Honestly, I don't know. It would make sense for there to be Maserati at the next one, since they're coming back and they're getting back together and everything. That would be pretty cool if Maserati was at the next one. It would be cool if the new Power Generation were there. I know they were there the first year, but now going into, it would be the 4th year. I think it would be okay for them to come back, like how the Revolution did this year. So I could see the MPG coming back and doing some stuff. The main thing is, honestly, like I actually found Paisley Park's YouTube channel, and it has like a few like 3-minute clips from the very first celebration on it, and like that's it. And I'm like, all right, Paisley, hire me. I'll run your YouTube channel and we'll get some stuff on there, and because they film everything. Like they film everything. So why isn't that stuff up there? Like it really should be. Like, because otherwise, what are you filming everything for if you're not going to release it? It just seems weird. And Prince was always a big one into, he recorded a lot of stuff, and it was always with the intention of eventually coming out and being released. So hopefully that's what ends up happening when they actually get access to the full vault. Hey PF, the Purple Notes, a jazz tribute to Prince featuring Shelby J and Friends, will be in my area June 8th. Yeah, I believe that's up in Atlanta. She is aware now. I believe that's up in Atlanta. I would love to have gone to that. What ended up happening is I was going to do something princely and maybe go up to Minneapolis or up to Atlanta or whatever. And then I found out my brother and his daughters are coming down. So, and I'm not going to go celebrate Prince. We're going to have like a little mini, like family reunion type thing. So we're doing that instead of doing anything, but I'm going to be blasting Prince here. So no worries. When are you going to ever give D'Angelo music a chance? When I get around to it. there's a lot of stuff going on, and reviews take a while. So, there's a lot of other reviews I need to do before I would get to a D'Angelo album. And I'm not saying I wouldn't do a D'Angelo album, but I have other stuff. I have to do an Ingrid. I have to do an Ingrid one. I have to do, I have the next Michael Jackson and the next Madonna. I have obviously Crystal Ball and The Truth. And so there's a lot of reviews that I need to get through before I get to D'Angelo. And the problem with that too, here's the problem with that, is that when I do albums that are not Prince, when I do reviews for those albums, they get far, like there's so little attention paid to those videos. It's kind of like when I do interviews with people who, you know, they're not an alum or anything like that. They're just like a cool blogger or something like that. Like, that's what I like to do. I like to use my platform to kind of help other people with their platforms. And those ones get very little, you know, attention as well. So if you want more non-Prince reviews and you want stuff like D'Angelo to get put up on the site as, you know, reviews and stuff, you kind of need to pay attention to the reviews and stuff that I've done already. Because that tells me, when I look at the numbers and I look at the analytics, that tells me what I need to pay attention to. So that's just how that works. Because I would hate to put a ton of work into something that doesn't get seen. Because that tells me, when I look at the numbers. There you go. So yeah, there you go. Hey, did I get a chance to listen to If I Was Your Girlfriend again? I mean, I listen to it all the time, and there were a couple of different ways that I saw, because I did put out a video called If I Was Your Girlfriend Is Not a Love Song, with not in big letters. And there were a lot of people who were like, yeah, it is. And then there were other people who were like, you know what, I see your point, and we can go even darker. And I'm like, oh, crap. So I did listen to it again. Somebody had proposed that, like, it could possibly be like a serial killer song. And I was like, well, let me listen to that again. Hold on. And I listened to it again with that in mind. And I'm like, oh man, that makes that even creepier. Oh my gosh. So there is stuff. So there's there's different ways to interpret anything. You know, it's kind of like listening to you know, it's kind of listening to like Pink Floyd while you're watching The Wizard of Oz. Like, it wasn't necessarily meant to fit together or to be interpreted in that way, but it is. And you can do that. So it's pretty cool. So let's see. Yes, Evan is my mini-me. Thank you, Artful. Let's see. Did I get a chance? Oh no, wait, it jumped again? Do I like Frank Ocean? Would I ever review one of his albums? Yes, and yes. Again, it's the same answer. Like, I actually like Frank Ocean. I don't listen to him as much as I think I should, because every time I listen to him, I'm like, oh man, this is so good. But then, like, he just doesn't pop up in my rotation all that often. But I would totally do a review of a Frank Ocean if that's what you guys all wanted, and if you guys, you know, again, if it got views, then I'll put it up, because that's really what it's all about. Well, not that it's all about. I put up stuff that you guys hate sometimes. So sometimes it is just self-fulfilling, and I'm like, nah, I just feel like doing this. But a lot of the time, I do like to do videos that will get attention and help the channel grow, because that is the eventual goal. So yeah, so take care of. Can I interview Larry Graham? So here's the thing that I think is really, really funny. When people say, oh, you should interview that person, you should interview this person. And I'm like, I don't think y'all understand how hard it is to get an interview. Not only does it take figuring out where to send the inquiries to, but then it requires a lot of back and forth trying to figure out scheduling. If they say yes, first you have to get them to say yes. Then secondly, there's a lot of scheduling involved. And then thirdly, you have to actually do it. For instance, I was supposed to do an interview with Kat Glover, and we talked for a couple of weeks about when we were going to do it. And then when it actually was about to happen, she got sick. So now we're pushing it back some. It hasn't happened yet. Hopefully it'll happen this weekend. So I'm waiting for confirmation on that. And that's kind of where we're at this point, is that, you know, with the interviews, like scheduling is a mess, and it's not even the other person's fault most of the time. I have a small child, and I can't do an interview with what you just saw, with Bubby climbing all over me and everything. Can't happen, obviously. So anyway, Yeah, there you go. But I did actually do I did do a cool interview with my friend Chris Lacey, and me and him actually talked a bit about the Batman anniversary, and I ended up recording that, so that'll be up later this month. And the interview that's coming tomorrow is from Tebert. Laura Tebert, if you haven't heard of her, she's pretty awesome, actually. And she is doing this. I mean, I'm not even going to spoil it. Watch the interview tomorrow. It's gonna rock your world. Like, it is so cool what she's doing, and yeah, I think you guys are gonna really like it. So I'm not even saying nothing else. It's really, really cool though. So, would I interview Larry Graham? Yes. Hey Larry, if you're watching, call me up. We can talk. And honestly, I think you would be a really cool person to talk to about, Prince's religious affiliation and all that different stuff. I think that there's a lot of things. Um, there's a lot of things that you could get from Larry that you couldn't get from anybody else. But obviously, too, like you have to broach those things like with a gentle hand. Like, I can't just come out and be like, "So what happened with you?" Blah, 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 blah. It has to be kind of like, "Hey, Larry, tell me about music," and you'd have to ease them into it if you were going to try and ask the hard questions. I'm not really a hard question person. I just like to bask in the people who used to hang out with Prince and hear the fun stories, but also learn about them. That's my thing. I don't really. Hey, Lolly, I see that you're in here as well. RV, the Gary Clark review was great. Thank you. I appreciate that. I do try to, do some non-Prince reviews, and I do hope that people do enjoy them. That was one where I did that one, and I was like, watching this one, but you really should. So I just started sharing it everywhere. I'm like, really, you guys should see this. I just did one for Childish Gambino's Summer Pack, and everybody who did watch it was like, oh my God, this is amazing. But it got fewer views than pretty much all the rest of my videos for the entire month. So why is that? I don't know. Maybe we need to not, again, try to watch as many videos as you can. I think it helps. It helps my self-esteem, if nothing else. So let's see. What happened? It jumped around again. I still have an audio recording of the interview I once did with Morris Day and Jerome that hasn't been released yet. Oh, that's pretty cool. It's All the Critics Love You in New York. That YouTube channel just did it. They did an interview with Jerome at Celebration, which was pretty good, actually. You guys should check that one out. That one's not bad. Let's see. Morris has a book coming out. Yes, he does. I'm actually really excited about that. I make videos and I'm not bothered how many people view it. I use it as a cathartic process. Prince bootleg channel. Yeah, I do that too. But it's always better if people watch them. Always better if people watch them. Just saying. When is the Morris? I don't remember. I believe on princessfriend.com there is a press release for the book, but I don't know when it's coming out. So that is a much harder question to answer right off the top of my head. But there you go. And yeah, hey, yeah, check Amazon. There you go. Let's see, the cat interview coming out soon, or did I miss it? I think I just said that. No, it's coming. It's coming out though. We haven't done it yet. Frank Ocean was a big Prince fan. He plays songs and Beats One. He said "When You Were Mine" was his favorite song. Oh, that's pretty cool. I like that. I like Frank Ocean. It was pretty easy to tell that Frank Ocean kind of liked Prince at least a little bit. So there you go. Have you ever thought of doing a vlog a day on the life of Prince's friend? Just curious. Oh, that's an interesting question, Martin. A blog a day. My wife is laughing. She's like, "You already do so much already." Yeah, that would mean that the rest of you would be in it. Yeah, that's what would happen. It wouldn't just be Bubby. You'd have to be attacked with the rest of my family too. No, I hadn't actually thought of that at all. But you know what? What I have done is I actually, because I have some other YouTube channels that I have been devoting some of my non-Princess Friend time to. I have a new kind of, pop culture geeky channel that I released this month called The Turnout. It has 8 videos on it so far, so not that many. But I enjoy doing that because I enjoy talking about anything. I'm very opinionated, if you all didn't know, and Prince is a huge part of my life. But I also love to talk about X-Men and the Marvel Cinematic Universe and Game of Thrones and stuff. And that's what my other channel is for. I actually put out an Avengers Endgame review on that other channel, and also I have. A review of the movie Brightburn that I'm going to throw up on the other channel. Now, and what I found is that when I tried to do movie reviews on Princess Friend, they didn't do very well. So I stopped that almost immediately. But I'm going to try to do some over there. I also play a game called Marvel Puzzle Quest on my phone, and I started making videos. I have a whole channel about Marvel Puzzle Quest now. Because what I've found is that YouTube is such an interesting medium where I can actually put out an idea and I can get hundreds of people, and in Princess Friend's case, thousands of people, but in my other channels, dozens to hundreds of people because the other channels are much smaller. But the fact that I can get people from across the world or across the nation or perfect strangers to come and engage with me on those ideas just the same way that I have you all, and then eventually you're no longer strangers, and that is the important thing there. Is that we can hang out and eventually we're no longer strangers. Like Martin, I know you. Christy, I know you. Mia Boca, we've been chatting for months. To Teresa Edwards, Raywin. Raywin's been around since like the channel started. He's been commenting on almost every video I've done. So it's kind of that. It's awesome to be able to see all of you kind of come, and we really do kind of build a community. And my goal is to try to create other communities as well. So one around Marvel Puzzle Quest, because of course that's what I do. I play that. Oh my god, I play that game every day. And and then the other one, again, it's called The Turnout, and I am putting out my geeky videos where I rewrite the ending of Game of Thrones, or I talk about what new movies coming out. So like tomorrow, I believe I'm talking about the new Child's Play movie that's coming out. So stuff like that. It should be pretty fun. If you guys want to check those out, I could probably get you links. I'll throw some links somewhere. One is called The Turnout. The other one's called MPQ Mastery. There's a bunch of stuff. I've been at work a lot. Even though I've been putting out a video a day on Princess Friend, that was during that time I was also launching an extra video. I was also launching that extra channel, and then also working on other channels as well. So doing lots and lots of work. Going forward, I'm going to not push myself as hard because I think I really have burned myself out here a bit. But it's all good because, it's all in love. Like that's the entire reason why, I'm here doing this. It's all great. Anyway, wow, that was a total rant. I apologize. All right, so let's see what we're talking about here. I see there's a conversation about Maite going on. I'm going to avoid that because people get ridiculous when you start talking about Maite. I'm not even going to talk. I'm not even going to interview with those. Let's see. You say like a lot. I do. I also say obviously and essentially. I have my verbal tics. I say a lot of things a lot. Let's see. Did I watch Guava Island? I did not get around to watching it. And you know what? Maybe I'll see if I might be able to watch it tonight, actually, after the live stream. That would be pretty cool. That is definitely something I've been wanting to watch. It just hasn't happened. I don't know why. I think it's whenever I have time to watch. Like I just started watching the second season of Ozark, and that show's amazing. And it kind of sucked me in, and I'm like 6 episodes in. It's like, you know what? I could have watched Guava Island like 8 times, in the amount of time that I've spent watching Ozark. So anyway. Do I dig Sheryl Crow and Prince live? I did actually. I enjoyed their performance that I saw of them doing Baby Nose live. I actually like Sheryl Crow. She's not too bad. I dig her music. You know, what was it Tuesday Night Music Club? Is that the name? That was like her very first album. I didn't really follow her going forward, but I remember my mom used to play the hell out of that first album, and I dug it. I thought it was nice. So. Anyway, all right. See, it jumped. I love the Madhouse albums. Yeah, I actually learned stuff about the Madhouse albums when I was interviewing Eric. Go back and watch those interviews because he drops some information about those Madhouse albums, which are pretty cool. Let's see. One quick way to get lots of views would be to do a reaction video based off the trending section in YouTube. Yes, and also no, because I'm not really, I don't know if I'm interested in that. I don't know, like, really, I think I want to kind of do it the way that I did Prince's Friend. And Prince's Friend started super small as well. So, you know, it is kind of hard sometimes to, like, reconcile the fact that, like, you know, on my one channel over here, the turnout, it's getting like 30 views a day. And, you know, Prince's Friend is over here. And at one point, I believe was getting like 700 views an hour during, I think it was last week when I was getting that. So yeah, so like, it would be really cool if, it is sometimes hard because I'm like, you know, I'm so used to just having tons of people watching, but you know, yeah, I have to start it off you know, small again. Like it just needs to flow and go. You know, so right now we're at a good number. But anyway, but 30 views a day it's really hard. Anyway, it's really hard. But I've been there before, so I can totally make it past that again. It'll work out. But I can do reaction videos. I'm not a big fan of doing reaction videos. I like to try and come up with like new concepts, new things to talk about. I could just do a reaction video. That was actually how I actually got a lot of hits because right after the Game of Thrones finale, I had something that was just in my head and I was like, I have to talk about this. So I did a live stream and that actually did get me quite a few hits on the other channels. So, you know, there you go. Let's see. Mrs. Aloy, thanks for sharing your hubby. I'm sure she appreciates that. I will let her know. Anyway, oh gosh, she's watching the live stream. That's so weird. I would love for you to interview Sheila E. I would too. I would totally do that. The most down-to-earth and genuine person from the whole Prince camp nowadays seems to be Des Dickerson. He is actually really cool. I only got to really say hi to him, I think it was in October, I think was when I went up to Minneapolis for the book release, and he was really cool. I really dug him, and he was very nice, and he seemed really down-to-earth, and yeah, I agree. He's really cool. He's a good guy. So let's see. Since you say you like X-Men, do you think that they'll ever do a Gambit movie? I hope not. Gambit was never really he's not a center stage character, in my opinion. I don't know. Ant-Man, you're going to check out some of my other channels. Cool. Actually, if you go to Prince's Friend, like the main channel page on YouTube, you'll see featured channels on the right, and I have my other channels there. So feel free to check those out. It's the Turnout, MPQ Mastery, and then one that's just Eloy Lasanta. It's just my name. And that one is actually for my gaming company, which is called Third Eye Games. But I kind of made it just my name because I thought it would be a little bit better if it was a general channel that I could just kind of talk about whatever. But it's mostly my gaming company stuff. So you can go check those out. Again, just go to the Prince's Friend channel. So yeah, there you go. Ooh, okay. I would like to hear your opinion on Dionne Warwick saying that Beyonce is not an icon. Oh, I have not heard that. I think I would have to hear the context before I was able to give an, an opinion. I mean, because Beyonce is definitely an icon. She might think that maybe she's not a positive icon or something like that, maybe. No, I mean, she's definitely an icon. I don't know. Dionne Warwick was an icon for a while there, too. So let's see. Thank you. Hey, Carrie. Thank you for the super chat. If you have a question or something you want to attach to that, feel free. I will definitely answer it. Definitely. Hey, if I send this, am I a Patreon and get stickers? That's funny. It doesn't make you a patron. It's usually you go to patreon.com/princessfriend. But hit me up after. I'm sure I could hook you up with some stickers if for going that extra mile. Thank you. But honestly, I hadn't actually thought of, selling the stickers or anything like that. I've had a lot of people saying like, how much are the stickers? And I'm like, I don't know. I got the stickers to give away. So that's how I do it. Yes, much love for Lenny Kravitz, definitely. I'm not going to spoil Game of Thrones. Definitely won't do that. They're, but hey, go watch it. What are you doing? Go watch it. Go watch it. Am I looking forward to the Justice League Snyder cut later this year? No, not really. The Snyder cut has like unfinished stuff in it. Like there's a reason why that stuff didn't make it. Like the Snyder cut was like the preliminary cut, and then they were like, "Ooh, we need to go back to the drawing board because this is not good." So I'm not necessarily one of those people who, like, "Ooh, Zack Snyder has the real." Nah, probably not. It's probably gonna not be as good too. So, which actor would you pick to play Prince in a movie? I don't think anybody. At this point, I don't know of any actor who would be a good fit for Prince. That doesn't mean that that actor won't come along, one day. But I'm racking my brain for like who could play him. Who is an actor? Like, I'm not saying like there are other people who look like Prince, but they're not necessarily actors. But he doesn't really necessarily need to look like Prince to play Prince in a movie. So there you go. So yeah, I can't think of anybody right now that would be a good fit for that, at least not at this moment. I don't know. That's just me. I would love you to do an interview with Mavis Staples. Mavis Staples, that would be a really good one. I just love Mavis Staples to death. And I actually, it was funny. Gosh, this was like maybe a year, maybe two ago, where I did like a whole I did a tweet and it was just like, oh my God, I love Mavis Staples. And then Mavis Staples responded with, she retweeted it and said, me too. And I was just like, Mavis Staples retweeted me. It was awesome. But that was the last interaction I've had with Mavis. It would be nice if I got to hear from her again. I'd interview her in a heartbeat though. Mavis Staples is awesome. And she was just on like Jimmy Kimmel Live. I think it was Jimmy Kimmel, but she was just on there doing stuff. But like, I really dig that she kind of goes outside of, where like you think of Mavis and you go, oh, gospel, but like she did stuff with the Gorillas and stuff. Like it's really cool. I really, really dig her. Tracy, I love this channel. Thank you. I appreciate that. A lot of work goes into this channel, and that's it. A lot of work goes into it. So I love that there are people who are receptive to what I'm putting out there. You know what I mean? Do you take time to watch other people's Prince channels to keep up to date? That's a good question, Christy. I do. not in May all that often. But I do check out other Prince channels. I listen to other Prince podcasts. I read other Prince blogs. I do that whenever I have some extra time or whatever, when I'm not working on something on my own. So yeah, I do definitely do that. And sometimes I'll read something or hear something and I'll be like, whoa, like that's really cool. And I have a take on that. So let me do a video about that. And sometimes, now I've actually gotten to meet a lot of the people out there who do these blogs and podcasts and stuff. So when something happens on like social media or in a show or whatever, like, we're all talking about it like behind the scenes. We're all like, oh my God, did you see what they said? Oh my God. Like that's, we do that all the time. So it's pretty cool that I've been able to meet so many really cool people who also do kind of what I do as well. And it might not even be a YouTube person, but a podcast takes just as much time and scheduling and effort and editing and all that stuff. It's just not visual. I like to go the step further and do the visual, but that other stuff is super hard too. So yes, I do. There's yeah. So let's see. Patty Smith. Let's look at this one. This is looks like a long question. How can you really be a real Prince fan friend, especially when you have such a bias towards his 80s music because you got caught up with him late in the 90s, which would make you a day late and a dollar short fan? All right, interesting take, Patty. The way that I see it is that I actually love his 80s music as well, but you don't. Here's the thing, is like, if there was a person who only loved his 2010 stuff, I'd be like, well, maybe you should check out some of his earlier stuff. And if you are somebody who only likes his earlier stuff, I say you should check out some of the later stuff. That's pretty much where I am. I think that if you're going to be a Prince friend, you should be able to consume everything. And you say that I have a bias towards the 80s, and actually I don't have a bias towards the 80s. I don't like hate anything in the 80s. It's just that I prefer a different era. And that's okay. It's okay to like things, people. Seriously. Like, that was actually, honestly, it was interesting when we were doing the Prince Music Madness. And there were people who were like, I could never choose one song over another. And I'm like, all right, come on, people. It's okay. There's not going to be a Prince police who's going to come pull your Prince card because you said you like this song better than that song. It's like, just, it's okay to like things. You know, deal with it. I don't really know what to say. If I like a song that you don't like, that doesn't make me less of a Prince friend. It also doesn't make you less of a Prince friend. We like what we like, and it's okay to like things. Moving on. Still love you, Patty. It's fine. You can come around and hate all you want. I still love you. Let's see. Please consider doing a review of Beyonce Homecoming. You know what? I still want to watch that. I think me and my wife are going to watch that together, and we just didn't get to do it. We just didn't do it. I'll have to ask her if she's interested in watching that. I think that would be cool. But I actually did ask my daughter, and she said she would come on the channel. She's going to come onto the channel, and she said she would talk about like her favorite Prince songs and stuff. So it probably won't be that's kind of backtracking to the question that Martin asked like 20 minutes ago. But yeah, I mean, probably more of my family will end up popping up on the channel at some point. But I don't know if it's going to be a daily blog of any kind. Wow, that was a long way to go for that. Will you be going to a party in Orlando for June 7th? I hadn't thought of, you know what? I should probably check out the people who threw the Halloween party over in Orlando. I should check in with them and see if they're doing something for his birthday. That actually sounds like that might be a lot of fun. Thank you for the reminder. I'm going to do that. I'm definitely going to do that. That sounds actually could be pretty fun. Let's see. No real diss to the podcast. The presenter kept interrupting Mavis's question, and she had some real fun stuff to say, but he didn't allow her to speak. You don't interrupt, which is great. Well, I appreciate that, Artful. I do interrupt occasionally. and usually I interrupt, and then I realize I interrupt, and then I go, and then I cut that part where I was talking over them, and then I go, okay, I'm sorry. Say that thing that you were saying again. I'm so sorry. So I do that. But I'm really harsh on myself when it comes to editing, and I try to deliver the best videos that I can for you guys. You guys don't. I mean, like, if all of my videos were like this live stream, you would get all my and my blah, 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 and all my having to say stuff twice, and you guys don't want that. So anyway. So yeah, I'm really good at editing myself. So there you go. Did you ever hear of the Batman song by Prince and rapper Big Daddy Kane? No. Oh my gosh, I didn't hear about that. Also, you don't have to say rapper Big Daddy Kane. I think everybody knows who Big Daddy Kane is. If you don't, then you need to go back and check out some awesome old school rap, because Big Daddy Kane was like the Morris Day of rap back in the day. Like, he was just so cool, and he would always have his cane, and obviously his Big Daddy Kane, so he had to have a cane. Yo, man, I loved Big Daddy Kane when I was a kid. Oh my gosh. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Gosh, it's jumping around. Do I like Sly and the Family Stone? I don't listen to them a lot. I have heard several of their songs, and I enjoy their music, but I don't listen to them. I don't even think I own a Sly and the Family Stone album. Maybe I should probably do that. Um, yeah, I should probably do that. You know, that's honestly the thing is it's hard for me to go back. Like honestly, I love Earth, Wind, and Fire, but it's hard for me to listen to them for like extended periods because then my brain just starts like it starts just sounding all the same, and that's not an insult on them, it's an insult on my brain because my brain doesn't process that like that decade of music in the same way. So really I need to kind of get over that in my own head and then go back and listen to that stuff. So I should listen to more Sly and the Family Stone, but I don't. So there you go. uh, um so yeah, anyway. What other artists do I like other than Prince? That is a very good question, Micah. So the cool thing about Prince is that he can open up a lot of different. He's like a gateway person to a lot of different types of music, and I know that a lot of people listen to Prince and then they get into R&B, and then they listen to Prince and then they get into like hip hop stuff. For me, I listened to Prince and then it made me really appreciate rock. So I got into rock after my 2 years of listening to Prince, like nothing but Prince. I started getting more into rock, and it helped that like most of my friend circles and stuff all listened to rock around that time as well. So that's what I ended up listening to. But it was pretty cool that you can use Prince as a gateway to rock, and I dig that. So I listened to a lot of stuff like Seven Dust and not really Smashing. I say Smashing Pumpkins, but I don't really listen to Smashing Pumpkins all that much anymore. But you know, I listen to a lot of stuff, and honestly, a lot of the stuff that I've been listening to lately has been stuff that I'm listening to in preparation for a review of some sort. But you know, I was actually just listening to a bunch of Jane's Addiction, and Artful, as a matter of fact, had a comment where she mentioned something about like rock singers with falsettos, and I just listened to Jane's Addiction, and I was like, oh, Jane's Addiction. There's a song called "My Cat's Name Is Maceo" that he wrote because he named his cat after Maceo Parker, and then also Maceo Parker is playing the sax on it, and it's such a cool track. It's so meta and awesome at the same time. um, so anyway, it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool how that happens. Um, so let's see. But I also like Childish Gambino, and I just put out a review of his last thing. I put that out. So Micah, go check out. Honestly, there's a playlist on the channel that is called "Other Reviews" by Prince's Friend, and that's all of my non-Prince reviews. So go check those out. And there's a lot of them actually. I've done quite a few. Let's see. Uh, so sorry, I misunderstood how to support the YouTube channel. Hey, it's Amzet. Anyway is fine. Like you did send that here, so it's cool. Like I appreciate that. Like I said, hit me up and I'll send you some stickers. The Patreon is the way to do it, like consistently. But you can always do a super chat here and send something. Obviously, it's all voluntary. So, um, but yeah, the party would be awesome. Oh, and okay, so you sent me an invite of some sort. Okay, I'll have to look into that. Are there any book reviews coming up? So I have a couple of books that I have like on my shelf waiting for me to read them. I have the book by Scott Woods, the Prince and it's Prince and like Strange Little Black Boy Gods or something like that. I actually really want to read that book. I also have one by Tor called I Would Die for You, and then I have another one that Kari sent me, which is I can't get it in my. I don't know remember the name, but I have 3 books like that are just sitting over there waiting for me to do that. So I have some book reviews coming. They aren't here yet, but they're coming. So let's see. I think the main thing that I need to do next is like the 2 next big reviews that I'm working on is for Ingrid Chavez's new album, and then one for the next Michael Jackson album. I think those are the next 2 that I'm working on, because the History is one that I've been wanting to do for a while, and I think I wrote half of it, and then Leaving Neverland came out, and I was like, I'm not touching this for at least a bit. And in Ingrid Chavez, obviously, I met Ingrid Chavez at Celebration and said, "Hey, Ingrid Chavez, Miss Chavez, if I'm nasty, I guess." I said, "Hey, I'm going to do a review of your new album," and she said, "Cool, tag me." And I was like, "That is probably the coolest thing that somebody could have said in response to that." so anyway, there you go. So anyway, I like Ingrid Chavez, so and I actually really dig her new album. It's pretty much exactly what I was expecting, and I'll go more into that when I get into that review. So there you go. Let's see. I like and dislike things. Cool. Do I think Prince was on the same guitar level as Jimmy? Um, Yes. Honestly, I've listened to some Jimi Hendrix, and I think the thing that really made Jimmy stand out was the fact that he was very different in that time. So, I would listen to some Jimmy, because I listen to Jimmy all the time, and he would come up with some really cool riffs, some really cool guitar work. But listening to Prince stuff, like Prince came up with stuff equally as good and sometimes better. So yes, I would say he's definitely on the same level as Jimmy. But that's the thing, is like Prince used Jimmy as kind of like, the standing on the shoulders of giants. It's like Prince saw what Jimmy did and he said, I can do that and I can do it better. Now, just think if Jimmy came after Prince, though. If Prince was out there and then Jimmy came and he had all his skills and he looked at Prince and said, "Ooh, I'm going to take what Prince did and I'm going to do it Jimmy way," then we might be having a different conversation. We might be saying, "Oh, well, Jimmy is way better." You know what I mean? Because that's how art's supposed to work, is you're supposed to do callbacks to the stuff that's come before you and build upon it. Like eventually the next guitarist that comes after that uses Prince as their bass, and then the person who comes after that who uses that person as their bass, like, another 2-3 generations of, guitar masters that we get, like that fourth or fifth person down the line, it's going to be amazing. But it's just kind of all about getting there. Obviously, we'll probably all be dead by the time that happens, but the world will have been better because, Prince was alive to build off of Jimmy, and Prince was alive for somebody to build off of him, then for somebody to build off of that person, and so on and so forth. So that's my thoughts on Jimi Hendrix. There you go. I could probably make that into a whole video. And honestly, if anybody ever asks, like, "Hey, how do you come up with video ideas?" Honestly, somebody will ask a question and I'll come up with like a long, rambly answer, and I'll say, "I should have hit record for that." So anyway, so let's see. Do I also You also do great with interviews with lots of great people. You look forward to seeing those. Thank you, Chris. I appreciate that. I do try and do interviews. I've been trying to fit in like some good interviews, like like Kat, and I got to do the MPG, and the one that's coming tomorrow with Laura T-Bert. I pronounced her wrong. I pronounced her name wrong like the whole time, and I kept apologizing. But Tybert is what goes in my brain, but it's T-Bert. It's T-Bert. Hey, Carrie. You said I'm excited to see Maserati June 7th. Thoughts? Yeah. Oh my gosh, I wish I was coming up there. I would have loved to have gone and seen Maserati, especially because of Brown Mark. Again, if you guys watched my day 5 review of Celebration, Brown Mark stole like the Revolution show in my opinion. So to have him on stage with Maserati, and they're going to be doing all their classic hits, I think that's going to be a really fun show, and I hope everybody enjoys it. It's going to be a good show. I think. I don't think that there's any way for it to be a bad show. So there you go. But I'm excited for you to come back and tell me how it is. Because I know it's going to be at Paisley, so you can't record any, but just tell me how it is, and I'm fine with that. I can deal with that. Let's see. How would you interview Jerome since he was in 2 groups? I might talk about both of those groups. I might just talk about him. Like, I kind of would want to talk about him, his relationship with Prince, his relationship with Morris. Him and Morris have been kind of tied like Siamese twins for a while, everything that, like, if one of them is doing something the other one's doing. I might ask him about that cartoon series that they did where they played like space alien villains, but it was basically just Morris Day and Jerome as aliens. So I would probably ask him about some of that stuff. There's a lot of stuff that you could talk about even besides music, because with Jerome not necessarily being, he's not necessarily a musician. I think he can play some stuff, but like he wasn't there to be a musician. He was like the hype man. He was like the Flava Flav of the group. So like that's what he did. Anyway, oh, it's not at Paisley. Well then please record. I would love to see some of the show then. All the guys have a crush on Ingrid. I mean, there's obvious reasons. Obvious reasons. I did a dance for a friend for a talent show to Big Daddy Kane. Oh, that's pretty cool. I liked Big Daddy Kane. I don't know what happened to him. I mean, a lot of the old school rappers aren't really necessarily a thing anymore, but I was always a big fan of old school rap. Let's see. I love Face Down. It's funky. I agree. Prince and Jimmy together. What a wonderful thought. I agree. And let's see. All right. You know what? I think that's our time now. I'm not seeing any more real questions that I need to like grab and answer real quick. So what I first want to do is I want to thank everybody for being there for like my celebration videos. You guys, like, I was trying to bring you guys along with me, and I think I was successful in doing that. And I'm so happy that you guys loved the day-to-day videos, and that when I came back and I released more videos of other stuff that I had, recorded while I was there, you guys are all like, you guys are awesome. You guys are like, you're my crew here. And, I try to, again, I try to deliver the best stuff that I can for you guys. And I'm just happy that you guys are here to talk with me and hang out with me. I think it's pretty cool. So thank you for that. Thank you for supporting me through the one video a day in May, which was a harrowing undertaking, but we got through it. We got through it, and most of the videos got amazing results. You guys seem to like it. We got lots of new subscribers, lots of views, and I think that the month of May is going to be a milestone for Prince's Friend, in that it definitely helped us grow. We got over 1,000 new subs, and we hit a bunch of milestones on social media and all that stuff. So it's pretty cool. I am super excited. And obviously, anybody who wants to support the channel and what I do here, feel free to go to patreon.com/Princess Friend, and you can support the channel for as little as $2 a month. You can always give more, but $2 a month is like what you need in order to be part of like the giveaways and the exclusive content and stuff like that. What I've actually started doing recently is I've started to kind of dip back into some of my reserves, my old Prince videos that I have just stored on my computer. And I'm sharing them on Patreon because I can't share them on YouTube, but I'm sharing them on Patreon with just the patrons, because there's a paywall, and like it's not going to be under the same scrutiny that it would be here on YouTube. So I have been sharing. I only shared like 2 so far, but I shared a couple, and the patrons seem to be liking it. So hey, love it. I'm going to keep sharing those and sharing videos, and of course the patrons get like exclusive content and bloopers and all kinds of stuff. Oh my gosh. Like I said with Eric Leeds, we recorded for about 2 hours, and I would say about an hour and a half of that was usable, and I put about an hour and 15 minutes up on the channel, and patrons got the additional 15 minutes where he kind of gets into a few extra juicy pieces, so there you go. Teresa, if you were supposed to get stickers, definitely you need to send me your address. You need to go into the Patreon system and send me your address, because I do have stickers still. That there's at least 30 patrons that haven't gotten their stickers, because I'm just waiting for addresses. I can't send them where I don't have an address. But obviously you want to check us out on social media. it's at Princess Friend YT is what I've been using. That's on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And what I've been doing is every week on Instagram, I've been singing the chorus of like a Prince song. I actually didn't do one this week. All right, I'm going to post one tomorrow. But Instagram is a good one if you're interested in that. Twitter is where I share a lot of my stuff, and I share like other videos and news stuff. And then Facebook is kind of where I will go on and I'll just post random stuff. Usually a lot of pictures I'll put up on there. So I do post different stuff, different places. So just saying. Anyway, thank you guys so much for being here. I hope that you have enjoyed A Video a Day in May. I definitely have, but I am taking next week off. So without further ado, may you live to see the dawn. Mwah. And I love you all. Thank you so much for coming and hanging out with me during a live